Hello yogis, welcome to the yoga clinic. My name is Becca and I am happy that you're here today. We have a yin class today. You can grab 2 blocks if you have them. Pillows might also work. It's not mandatory, they're simply used as supports to support the pose, but you can decide for yourself as we go along. So we're going to start off class today in a comfortable seated position. If you have some props, you're welcome to sit up on them to take some pressure off of the ankles, knees, and hips as we start class. We're going to begin class today with a meditation. So you can take your hands one on top of the other with the thumbs gently touching, or maybe backs of the hands rest on the knees, palms face up, bringing the forefinger and the thumb to touch. Feeling for the spine straight but not stiff, the shoulders gently back, and the head in a simple upright. Allow your eyelids to drift close. And maybe it feels natural for you to take a deep breath in here. And then let it out slowly so that you can feel the air moving out from the chest, the neck, and the nostrils. And gently allowing the breathing to return to normal. Sensing that it's possible to relax. Simple breathing. Observe as micro muscles throughout the body begin to let go, just by giving them time and gentle awareness. The tension begins to melt away. All we have to do is pay attention. To be with the body for a few moments. Like reconnecting with an old friend. On your next inhale breath, take an even deeper breath in. And a full releasing. And on the next in-breath, drawing the hands in prayer at your heart center, Anjaneyasana or Anjali Mudra, bowing the chin down to the chest. And we will begin in gratitude for these moments to take care of ourselves. And in doing so, expanding our capacity to take care of others as well. And gently blink the eyes open and find our first asana, which will be a half shoelace pose, which is also called Janyu Shirshasana A in Vinyasa style classes. So we'll begin with the left heel in towards the right inner thigh. And the right leg relatively straight. Because this is yin, you are welcome to let the toes fall off to the side, maybe inside. And if you have props, you can use them on either side of your extended leg to bring the earth slightly closer to your arms as we begin to fold. Now, if you have any tightness in the hamstring, lower back issues, it may feel better to elevate the hips up on props. And if you do that, you might also place a prop underneath the front knee so that it doesn't hyperextend. If the body is inviting you to do so, you might begin to fold forward here. Don't worry so much about the straightness of the spine or the straightness of the front knee. Simply allowing the head to curl down towards the earth so that you feel a gentle stretch in the back of the right leg and along the spine. So not looking for all of the sensation possible, simply noticing the stretch and pausing there. My dog has the zoomies. She doesn't understand that we are doing yin yoga. She says no. So again, finding your way back to that seat of observation where we can watch the body begin to open, to unfold. With compassion and presence and patience, we simply watch, giving the body the tools that it needs to relax and open. Maybe you can focus on the exhales. Guiding you into relaxation, groundedness. We'll count 3 more breaths here. And on the next inhale, gently guiding your way up out of the pose. We'll extend the left leg. Just take a moment to sense the difference between the two sides. Let the pelvis kind of find neutral again. And then we'll switch. Right heel to left inner thigh. Take your props forward if you have them. You might support underneath the hips. And the invitation is to fold, but it's not mandatory. The target areas of this posture is back of the left leg and the spine for some of us. If the right groin is very tight, you might find that The right groin is under tension here, some stretch. For some of us, the right knee will be lifted off the ground. This is simply because the inner thigh is tight. And you can bring, again, supports underneath the right knee to make the posture a little bit more restorative. So you're just finding a place that you can comfortably hold for the next few minutes. That's the bottom line. Make yourself comfortable. And then be still. So we're looking for a gentle sensation of stretch. We are trying to avoid pain. It might seem obvious, but sometimes it's difficult to distinguish the two. Pain is sharp, it's more intense, it can be electric feeling. So if there's any signs of possible pain, that's a good indication to come out. We always want to err on the side of caution. You can just come out of the depth, or you might come out altogether. Last breath cycle. Slowly building your way up, extending the right leg, and then making your way onto your back for a short shavasana. Gradually start to deepen your breath. And invite small movements back into the body. Eventually reaching the arms overhead, the toes out in front. And then knees to chest. Giving yourself a hug. Decompressing the low back, the hip flexors. And then find your way onto either side. Right side is traditional, because it's thought to stimulate the left side of the brain. Just the more feminine, passive side, the less thinking side. Okay, so we'll find our next posture. It's deer. We'll begin with the left leg forward and the right leg back. Start with the left heel in and the top of the right foot down with the arch of the right foot in towards the right glute. Now, if this is too much on your back ankle, you might elevate the hips here. We're looking for internal rotation in the right thigh. So you'll feel a sensation of stretch in the interior of the right thigh up towards the groin. Some of us might feel it in different places. That just indicates where there might be tightness, which is totally fine. From here, if you're not feeling too much sensation, you might begin to pull the right leg away from you. The right toes will turn out to the side, and then start to crawl the left shin forward so it becomes more parallel with the front of your mat. We want ideally the right sitting bone to be down. So trying not to kick the right toes out so much that the right sitting bone lifts and you want to come over onto the left side entirely. You can widen the angle between your inner thighs here, just finding what is comfortable for you, what is targeting what is tight or calling for some love from you today. To deepen the sensation here, you might actually turn towards your right leg. This is putting more weight on top of the right thigh in internal rotation. For me, that's a bit intense today, so I'm just going to stay upright here. You can take your blocks underneath the hands. This is just going to give you some support to rest on. Then you might close the eyes. You can drop one ear down to the shoulder if you like. Allow the shoulders to drop. The facial features to melt. Maybe even a slight smile on the lips. Notice how the gesture of smiling relaxes the whole face. The mind might begin to think, plan, worry, fantasize. This is perfectly natural. But the invitation for a yoga practice is to gently guide the mind back to the body. Maybe it's the breath, maybe it's the sensation of stretch, maybe it's the sensation of sitting on the mat. What is tangible? What is sensory and here? So we're staying grounded in this reality right here. We'll find 3 more breaths on our individual pace. No rush. And slowly come up. Remove your props. We will find windshield wipers towards the front of the mat. So coming onto the soles of both feet, turning the knees up, taking the hands behind you for support, and then just dropping the knees in one at a time. Or you can find stillness, letting the feet go wide, knees knocking in towards midline. And when you're ready, we'll transition to the other side. So starting in our easiest variation with the left, top of the left foot down, left arch of the foot towards your right, or your left glute, sorry, yoga brain, and then the right heel in towards the left inner thigh. So from here you might begin to deepen, moving right foot forward in space, and taking left foot out in space, maybe turning the left toes out, but not so much that the left sitting bone lifts, at least not much. So again, we're looking for that internal rotation in the left thigh this time. You will feel sensation in the knee. Be mindful of pain. If there's pain, just turn back onto the top of the foot. Sensation is okay in the knee. In fact, it can be very beneficial for the tissues in the knee joint itself to strengthen them, but we want to make sure that we're not doing too much. So listen carefully to the body signals and do less, not more. You might twist towards the left side, maybe dropping an ear down towards the shoulder. Inhale, and then sigh out the mouth. Sensing the body relaxing under your compassionate awareness. Find 3 more breath cycles on your own. Doing your best to stay with the inhale and to stay with the exhale. Finding your way up out of the pose. You can help your legs if they feel like jello. And then turn around and we'll find our brief Shavasana just to let everything open back up, neutralize. wiggling the feet and the hands, and then stretching the length of the body before drawing the knees into the chest, and pausing here for a moment in Apanasana. Let this be the simplest of pleasures. Make your way onto one side. And as you press your way up, leave the head behind. Symbolically, we leave the thinking mind behind. And then we'll find our last two postures before Shavasana, which will be square on each side. So we'll begin, it's basically crisscross applesauce, or Sukhasana. Left heel draws into the body. Right heel draws underneath the left knee to start. So the right shin is in front. If this is a lot on the ankles, you're welcome to grab extra padding underneath the bony prominence of the malleolus bone. And then for some of us, this might feel like a stretch. So we're looking for outer thighs, even QLs, the muscles in the lower back. Some of us might feel this in our groin. If that's the case, great. If you don't feel much, you might need to fold forward, putting more weight over the hips in external rotation. Some of us might be able to fold all the way down. You can bring your head onto a prop here. Sense the landscape of sound all around you. As if you could bathe in it. Sounds close in, maybe even inside. And then sounds far away, stretching to the horizon in all directions. Sensing the space and allowing yourself to be a part of it. Expansive, present. Another minute or so here. Last 3 breaths. Try not to rush. When you're ready, slowly lift the head. If you're folded, and walk the hands into the body. Hands come behind the hips, and we'll extend the legs, maybe flexing at the ankles before switching sides. This time the right heel draws in towards the left buttocks first, and then the left heel tucks underneath the right knee. You can adjust from here, maybe widening the feet in front of you, extending the legs, or maybe drawing them in close. If the knees are up in the armpits like this, meaning the hip flexors might be tight, you can always elevate the hips, which just might take some tension off. Or you can support from underneath. You can also do both. If that's the case for you, it might feel really intense to fold forward either on the ankles or the knees, but you decide for yourself what feels good for you. So coming down into your variation of the posture, remember you don't have to do the deepest variation right off of the bat. Be patient and allow the body to guide you where it wants to go with time. Let's connect with the sensation of touch. The feeling of the clothing on the skin. The supports underneath you holding you up, all of your weight. Feelings inside the body. The beat of the heart. The feeling of stretch in the muscles. See if you can sense touch hovering just outside of the skin. This energy field that you project around you, also called your aura. Very slowly, we will invite 3 more breath cycles here. Slowly lift the head. Walk the hands in. Coming to sit upright. And when you're ready, we'll find our way into Shavasana, our final Shavasana. You can grab extra clothing to put on the body if the body temperature dropped. You might call in supports, maybe underneath the knees, elevating the head or shoulders. And when you get there, on your next exhale, really let the body settle down, allowing the dust to settle. And letting the fruits of your practice begin to sink in. Asato ma satgamaya, samato ma jyotirgamaya, mrityormam ritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for joining me tonight, yogis. It's been a pleasure being here with you. If you want more Yin Yoga like today's class, please check out my Yin Yoga playlist and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I will see you next time.